Welcome back to the Jake Asman Show. Time now for some quick hits.
You gotta move quickly.
There's no time.
Move fast there, come on! And here we go on a Monday installment of America's favorite sports talk radio segment. It is time for quick hits right here on the Jake Asman Show. A lot to cover here in quick hits, but we start with what was one of the more shocking upsets that you will ever see. Team USA basketball played an exhibition game Saturday night in Las Vegas against Nigeria, and they lost. USA basketball is a 28.5-point favorite. Lost to Nigeria in basketball, 90-87. And I'll tell you what, no team benefits more from this sports weekend being absolutely loaded with just events and big storylines than the USA basketball team. Because we're talking about the NBA Finals. We're talking about Conor McGregor and UFC 264. Wimbledon was going on. There were, the Euros were going on in soccer. All these different events were going on that nobody maybe even paid attention to the fact that USA was playing an exhibition game against Nigeria. I mean, oh my God. Team USA beat Nigeria by 43 points in an exhibition 5 years ago. 9 years ago, they beat Nigeria by 83 points in the London Olympics. And now we lost to them in basketball? How is that possible? I get it's an exhibition, but that's embarrassing. Nigeria has 7 current NBA players. Their leading scorer averaged 4.5 points a game in the NBA's regular season.
Can I guess who that was?
Sure.
Michael Olowokandi.
It was actually Gabe Vincent.
No. I meant Hakeem Olajuwon. He played, right?
Was he on Nigeria?
He never played for Team Nigeria.
Is he Nigerian?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
So is Michael Olowokandi, who was the Clippers' #1 draft pick back in late 90s.
Tough thing to say. I mean, my God. Team USA lost to Nigeria. It's just, say that out loud. It's wild. I have a hot take. Greg Popovich, not a good Team USA coach. Just saying. Maybe Pop's act of being a great coach has worn off. We can't be losing to Nigeria. I mean, come on. Now, here's Pop, though, trying to spin the loss to Nigeria as somehow a positive.
In a way, I'm kind of glad it happened. That loss means nothing if we don't learn from it. But it could be the most important thing in this tournament for us, to learn lessons from this and see what we did to move on. Because it's a great group of guys, high character, and we'll figure it out. But I don't think anyone should act, nor will we act, like this is the end of the world. It's about everybody else deserves a lot of credit, and we have to play our ass off to do this.
I mean, you talk about a spin zone there. I get it in theory. You want to learn from your losses. But how do you learn from losing to Nigeria? Like, how does that happen? Now, full disclosure, I did not see the game. I was at UFC 264 when this was happening. But I saw the Woj tweet. Team USA is in danger of suffering what would be one of the greatest international basketball upsets ever. I'm like, wait, they were going to lose to Nigeria? You give credit to them. They hit 20 of 42 three-pointers. Gabe Vincent, who goes by the name Gabe Namdi when playing for Nigeria, was 6 of 8 from 3 and had 21 points. I think the guy averages like 4 points a game in the NBA regular season.
So does Jahlil Okafor, is he actually playing for this team? Maybe this is his revenge tour.
I don't even know. I got to be honest, I don't know. I just saw the final score and I'm like, what?
So I have a list of NBA players of Nigerian descent.
Okay.
And one of them, if he was to be playing, makes all the sense in the world why they would give Team USA. They actually have a lot of good players of Nigerian descent. I don't know if they would be playing us. But Giannis and the family.
Giannis counts?
Giannis is of Nigerian descent.
Oh, okay, yes. But he grew up in Greece, so he'd be considered,
but he can play for Nigeria.
He could.
But
he won't.
What about Andre Iguodala?
Okay.
He's of Nigerian descent. Or Victor Oladipo?
I'm pretty sure Iguodala's played
for these
USA
guys.
Before.
What's that?
Iguodala was on the USA team.
Yeah. A lot of these guys choose to play for the Good old Stars and Stripes.
Congrats to Nigeria. But that, I'm sorry, is embarrassing for Team USA. If that does not wake them up, then Pop should be fired from being Team USA's coach.
Do you think Team USA is making a call into Mike Krzyzewski? Can you come back and coach?
Coach K, can you come back, please? It serves Team USA right. That's what you get for leaving Julius Randle off the USA team.
You have head coach Mike Brown, who's coaching Nigeria.
I'm happy for Mike Brown.
So maybe he knows Pop's number.
Maybe he does. Maybe he does. Anyhow, let's continue in quick hits on the Jake Asman Show. Pittsburgh Pirates had the first pick in the Major League Baseball draft, which I'm sure a lot of people just learned last night that the Major League Draft was actually last night. So let's go out to the podium. This was Rob Manfred announcing the first selection.
With the first pick of the 2021 MLB Draft, the Pittsburgh Pirates select Henry Davis, a catcher from the University of Louisville.
Well, there you have it. A catcher from Louisville, Henry Davis, goes number 1. The number 2 pick was a guy we all watched up close at Vanderbilt. Number 2 to the Texas Rangers was Jack Leiter. So Leiter goes 2. And to me, the biggest surprise of the entire first round is Kumar Rocker, Jack Leiter's co-star in that rotation. Rocker fell all the way to the Mets at 11. Couldn't believe that. I mean, Rocker was thought to be the guy going into the season, and he was very good this year, but for whatever reason, he fell to 11.
Yeah, I think a lot of reports just out of the top 5, like go number 6. Do you think Kumar is happy, though, going to the Mets?
Who wouldn't want to go to a team that plays in New York City, right?
Well, no, I mean, who wouldn't want to go to a team except for this team has a history of really destroying their pitchers?
Well, it's working out fine for Jacob deGrom.
It's working out fine for him, sure.
I mean, the Mets didn't destroy Noah Syndergaard. He destroyed himself. He hasn't been healthy.
Yeah.
And also, I would point to the fact Zach Wheeler is pretty damn good for the Phillies. He got, acquired by the
But
Mets.
he left.
And they developed.
He left.
Good with the Mets.
Yes, but he left and is doing better now.
Oh, you can begrudge a guy from Tampa.
I just like bringing down the Mets. Don't rain on my parade.
Yeah, you actually have a real irrational hatred for the Mets.
I don't have a irrational hatred. I have an irrational love affair with the Mets, in the sense that I love seeing them do goofy things and making them relevant in my life.
Yeah, one thing the Mets have in their history is some great pitching.
No, they do. That's definitely, you're 100% true about that. They have some of the best pitchers have ever set foot on the mound.
So, I mean, look, you're talking about a stud pitcher that a year ago everyone was going to be the top pick, falling to 11. Looks like good value for the Mets.
I'm saying good on the Mets. I'm just a little wary of him because they do also have a history of not having such a crackpot medical squad.
You're just worried about Rocker rocking your team one day.
Yeah, well, also that brings up another thing. I mean, somebody named Rocker, can he do well in New York? Since the last Rocker that came into New York had issues. I'm talking John Rocker.
John Rocker. What a throwback. Well, we shall see.
He kind of, made an entire city mad at him.
Yeah, I mean.
That was before your time, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean.
Ah, man.
I mean, it was. He left in 2003.
I know.
It's been a while. Let's talk some tennis, shall we? Yeah, we're talking tennis. Why? Because Novak Djokovic found a way to win his 20th major title yesterday at Wimbledon.
On the way forward again, hits the backhand return, deep to the baseline. Berrettini on the back foot, forehand from Djokovic into the backhand corner. Now a slice from Berrettini, slice 2 from Djokovic. Berrettini moves round to hit the off forehand. Djokovic keeping him there, slice from Berrettini, who is under the most pressure, low over the net from Berrettini. The crowd gasping, and this time a slice is into the net, and Djokovic falls to his back on the grass. 6 Wimbledon titles.
6 Wimbledons, 20 major titles overall. It's insane what Novak Djokovic has done. And if you think of men's tennis for a moment, you have 3 guys that all have 20 majors titles. The next closest is Pete Sampras with 14. The 3 guys, of course, is Novak, Rafael Nadal, and Roger Federer. It's insane. I mean, we talk about the GOAT debate in like basketball, Jordan and LeBron. Now in tennis, you got 3 guys that have a seat at the table in that conversation. It's insane.
But that's part of the problem with tennis too, is that you have 3 guys who count for 60 of the Grand Slam titles won in the last 20 years.
I mean, if it's not Novak, Nadal, or Federer, nobody knows any other tennis player. Unless you're a real fan.
Andy Murray got one once.
Andy Roddick won a U.S. Open back in 2003.
Yeah, I mean, and I guess we can say unless your name's Andy, you're not winning anything.
Crazy. I mean, Novak now has won the Aussie Open, the French Open, and Wimbledon so far this year, and he could go for the U.S. Open next month.
With the calendar Grand Slam.
Yeah, try and win the Grand Slam. This was Djokovic yesterday when asked if he considers himself the best in the game.
I consider myself best, and I believe that I am the best. Otherwise, I wouldn't be talking confidently about winning slams and making history. But whether I'm the greatest of all time or not, I leave that debate to other people.
I mean, look, if he ends up with more majors than anyone, isn't that how we judge greatness?
Yeah.
Right? It's the ring argument in other sports. It should apply to tennis.
What's weird, though, is that in this kind of scenario, Djokovic, I think, has always been looked upon as the villain to Federer and Nadal. Because I fully believe any tennis fan, any fan, we've liked the Federer and Nadal rivalry, and Djokovic keeps raining on that parade.
I don't know there's a smoother athlete than Roger Federer. Like, that guy just exudes just class.
Yeah. No, that's very true.
It's kind of a bummer for me that Novak's going to pass them in all likelihood.
See, that's what I'm talking. And why does it bother you?
He's so much younger than.
It shouldn't bother you at all. But he has this role of villain.
I don't dislike him. I just like Roger Federer more. Like, I wanted forever to see Federer be the guy with the most majors, and it just seems like it's a ticking time bomb for when Novak's going to pass both Roger and Nadal.
Yeah, in fact, you can make an argument that he'll pass. He'll eclipse other records too. Like, Federer, I think, won like 5 Wimbledons in a row. I mean, I can see Novak doing the next 2. Because right now, I don't see anyone in tennis that he can beat them.
I tend to agree with you. I mean, he's as good as he's ever been.
Of course, you and I aren't following the sport religiously. We don't know any up and comers. I've never heard of this Matteo Bellatini or Bettini.
Yeah, 7th ranked in the world. I mean, good for him for getting there. I mean, that's kind of how you got to look at it, right? If you reach a major final and you're facing any of those guys, you almost got to call it a win because it's just so tough to beat them in a major. It really is. Italy, England. Ready for some soccer talk, Ron? It came down to penalty kicks for who was going to win the Euro Cup.
Now it's the teenager, Bukayo Saka, one of the youngest players ever to play in the European Championship. He's got to score here to keep England alive. And he doesn't! And Italy are champions of Europe! They do it in a shootout. They did it the hard way. Behind after 2 minutes. Again after penalties. And England are foiled again. And at Wembley.
Ian Dark with the call on ESPN. So Italy wins the Euro Cup on penalty kicks yesterday. You heard it in the call. England scored 2 minutes into the game. They're up 1-0, as they say in soccer or football. Yet Italy gets the equalizer. Look at all the soccer terminology I know, Ron. And they end up winning in PKs. I mean, crazy ending. Just the scene in London could have been epic had England won. I mean, they're playing at Wembley Stadium for crying out loud, but it's the Italians, Ron, with the victory, and they win the Euro Cup.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, I'm a little disappointed. I'm a little disappointed in the fact that when England made their subs in the 119th minute of the game, they brought on 2 goal scorers who were part of that trio of England shot takers that missed. I can't believe a country missed their last 3 shots. I mean, not one of them could put it in. And it was a little disappointing to see that kind of effort out of them.
I mean, I feel like you always win or you always score in PKs. Like, it's so hard to save.
The issue is that all the pressure is on the shooter, not the goalie.
Because the goalie, like, there's only so much the goalie can do, right?
He's not allowed to move until that ball is kicked. He has to keep one foot on that line the entire time.
And he has to guess the side.
And he always guesses. You kind of look at the tendencies of which way they're leaning to give you a better guess, but it's just a guess, shot in the dark.
Crazy. Well, that was Talking Soccer. which is more soccer than we ever do here on the show. That wraps it up for a Monday installment of Quick Hits. We wrap up our show next. Jake Asman with you here on a Monday on Sportsmap Radio.